Hi, welcome. My name's Mark. So here's a short mini class for working with the energy of the heart and the small intestine, the two paired organs associated with the summertime. So the intention around all of this is to create lots of space, some physical space and opening expansion around the heart area, when also that would help the heart to feel cool and relaxed, and then move that energy down into the belly, helping to fuel our digestive fire, our inner sun area here in the belly. So that's our energetic intention for these movements. I'm going to start by bringing the fingertips in to the center of the chest. This is a nice energy point right in the front of the sternum, which represents the front of the heart here. I'm going to guide the chest backwards by sending the elbows forwards. And here we're expanding the space around the back, around the shoulder blades. So looking down. Opposite movement, expanding the chest forwards, reaching into the feeling of the fingertips, and then looking up slightly. So using the breath, breathing out as you go back, breathing in as you come forwards. Again, one more time, breathing out as you go back, breathing in as you come forwards. Now we're going to pause here. We're going to imagine that coming down from the ceiling is a hook. It's going to hook onto the front of the chest, and it's going to pull us upwards. Okay, so we're going to reach up, come up onto tiptoes, come all the way up, then drop the hands away. So we're being here held by this reaching up and out in the center of the chest, or this hook that's pulling us up. Bring the palms flat down, face down to the floor, press the elbows backwards and the palms down, really expanding the front. Now press down to the floor, drop the heels, and we're going to tilt forwards in the waist, looking forwards, keep the chest open here. Take the fingertips, reach towards the back of the room, and then bend the knees. Bring the knees forwards, bring the hips forwards, and the chin comes down. So we're now reaching round behind towards the back of the room, and we're bringing energy down into the belly and working the belly. The more that we reach backwards, the more the belly has to work. A couple of breaths here. Energy from the heart descending down into the fire area, the belly. The hands come down to the floor, forwards and upwards, and then all we do is it lengthens. So press from the feet to lengthen up into the fingertips. Chin is down, a couple of breaths really long in the body. Now, next time you breathe out, bending the knees, bring the hands down to your thighs and sliding all the way down to the floor. I'm going to do a little bit of a sun salutation here. So just as you're dangling down, let the head release down, thinking that a sun salutation is paying respect or homage to the sun, whether that's the external sun shining down at this time of year, or it's our inner sun, the fire and the energy that motivates our body. So we're going to be honoring or respecting or paying homage to the sun through this movement. When you're ready, both hands, a little bit of weight on the hands, and then stepping the right foot, long step back on the mat. Stepping back with both feet into downward facing dog. And then shifting the body weight forwards, shoulders come over the hands, and then we're going to lower down, knees, chest and chin touch the floor so your bum is slightly up. Slide forwards on tucked toes, and then lifting forwards and upwards in the chest. Elbows stay tucked in close. Tuck toes underneath, pressing backwards and upwards into a downward dog. And then the right foot steps forwards in between the hands. Both feet stepping forwards. We'll slide the hands up the legs, rolling your way up, hands up to the ceiling, palms come together, and then coming in to the center here. The thumbs can touch that same point, the equivalent of the front of the heart, just on the sternum there. Okay, so reaching up to the ceiling, bend the knees, hands to your thighs, slide down. Touch floor, look forwards and up, lift the head, and then let the head release down over the legs. A little bit of weight in the hands, step the left foot this time, long step back on the mat, and then we'll step back into downward dog. Shift the body weight forwards, shoulders over the hands. Here we can pause for a moment or two if you want to generate a little bit of extra fire in the belly, working the belly, bringing attention into the center of the body. And then when you're ready, breathing out, knees, chest and chin. Slide forwards, untuck toes, and if you wish, press with the hands a little bit to come up a bit higher. Remember, elbows stay in tucked. Tuck your toes backwards and upwards, downward dog. Left foot stepping forwards in between the hands, and then both feet stepping forwards. Slide the hands up the legs, reaching all the way up to the ceiling, palms together, and then coming to the center into the middle of the chest. So a Sun Salutation is basically a full prostration. We come all the way down to the floor, and then we come back up again. This is very equivalent to the prostration we do in all of Buddhist practice. So it's an honoring, it's an offering, remembering this importance of the sun. So one more time with the breath. Breathing in, bend the knees, breathing out, roll down. Touch floor, breathing in, and then breathing out, let the head release down. Right foot, breathing in, breathing out, down dog. Breathing in, shift forwards. Breathing out, knees, chest and chin. Breathing in, slide forwards. Press with the hands if you want. Breathing out, tuck toes backwards and upwards. Breathing in, right foot steps forwards. Breathing out, both feet. Breathing in, up to the ceiling. And then breathing out to the center. Breathing in, reach up. Breathing out, roll down. Breathing in, look up. Breathing out, let the head release down. Left foot, breathing in. Both feet, breathing out, down dog. Breathing in, shift forwards. Breathing out, lowering down. Breathing in. Breathing out, down dog. Left foot, breathing in. Breathing out, both feet. Breathing in, up to the ceiling, gathering, and breathing out, centering to the center of the chest, remembering the heart space, the intention of the heart for connection, for relationship, for kindness, for compassion, for sensitivity to how our body is. So we can stay for a few breaths like this, just pausing. We're going to do a little bit just to finish with a particular movement for opening through the heart energy line. I'm just going to turn my mat sideways so it's a bit easier to see. We're going to use a strap for this one. So if you have a strap handy, it's very helpful. Sometimes like a dressing gown belt can be equivalently useful, or something like that. I'll give you an option for if you don't have a strap as well. Okay, so first of all, we're going to bring the right knee forwards and bring the left leg backwards, and just take a little moment to let the hips sink down to the floor. So just letting things sink, come forwards on the flat palms, and just let things move forwards, just for a little moment. And then when you feel ready, come up onto fingertips and start to lift up here, looking forwards. Now, we have to be very aware of the lower back, or if anything's feeling a bit too tender or too overstretched here, we should be really, really careful. Remember, this is an intention of kindness and compassion to our body, so we just be really respectful of the signals it's sending us. If you can, think about the chest expanding forwards, lengthening the front rather than collapsing into the back. Think about really long in the front. Okay, now this movement here, we're going to work on the armpit to elbow to little finger line, which is the heart energy line. We're going to see if we can bring the hand up over the top of the head. Now, to reach back towards the back foot and have the arm up is nigh on impossible for any normal human. So this is where we have a strap. Of course, you may find that you can, and maybe you're not a normal human. In fact, maybe you're an extraordinary human, in which case, just go right ahead. Otherwise, for us normal people, we need a strap. So we're going to hook the strap over the end of your toe. This is the hard bit, is actually even getting it over the foot, and then bring it to the ankle. And then we want a nice long bit on the strap. I'm going to lift up the leg here. So the thing here is to bring the elbow up towards the ceiling. And then if we've got a nice long strap here, what we can do is kick the leg backwards to help the elbow lift. You see what I mean here? If I move the foot backwards, it's helping the elbow to lift. And here we're getting armpit, elbow to little finger. This is our heart energy line lengthening. Now, hips are still sinking down, and we're moving into this and just breathing with this length. Of course, you can adjust the strap maybe a little bit closer, or whatever you feel is appropriate for your body. Now, if you don't have a strap or you feel that's totally inappropriate or not going to work for you, then the alternative would be to come into this position here. So we have the hips above the knees and we slide the hands forwards and bringing the chest and the armpits towards the floor. Options with the hands, we can have the hands, little fingers down to the floor. You can come up onto fingertips and sink down, or you can be much more restful and just let the arms rest on the ground like this. So that was the option, other alternative. Okay, if you want to do the other side, then we bring the left knee forwards and the right leg back, and just take a little moment being really relaxed. Start forwards, hips down, and then slowly starting to lift up. This is preparation, allowing the body time to understand what's going on and kind of release into this front lengthening. Yeah. When you feel ready with the strap, hooking it round the other foot at the back, and then remember the elbow comes up high as we align the body facing the short edge of the mat, kicking the leg back to lift through the elbow here, expanding the heart energy line. So it can take as long as you like, releasing into that posture. And then when you feel ready, we'll finish the class in a downward dog, sort of resting pose. So sitting on the heels, letting the body sink down. Of course, you're welcome to have your knees a bit wider, welcome to have your knees a bit closer if you want, resting the head on your hands or on the arms, or maybe straight onto the floor. And then take a few breaths, just noticing the effect of our movement on your body. So remember, there is no right or wrong. There is no correct way of feeling or right way of feeling. There's just your experience. So as you rest here, what is your experience? What do you notice? Nice. So a little mini class in working with the energy of the heart and the small intestine.